Right now at 6, a surprise ruling in the case of a man on trial for the death of an off-duty officer before the case goes to the jury.
This is a very, very significant change that the state definitely did not anticipate.
Plus, why police trying to track down a road rage suspect they say threatened a mom didn't have to look too far to find him.
I'm Thomas Schultz. A premier Portland acupuncture school is closing in Old Town and merging with another school. They say the closure is due to a problem that's plagued Portland for far too long.
And from Camas to the International Space Station.
You need a bit of courage. I would say you need a bit of fear as well.
The message from a hometown kid now orbiting among the stars. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. We begin at 6 with major developments in the trial of a man charged with murder in the death of an off-duty Vancouver police officer. Blair Best is live at the Clark County Courthouse. So Blair, walk us through what happened here.
David, in a last-minute decision, the judge dismissed 2 out of 3 first-degree murder charges against Julio Segura. Now, this decision came just moments before closing arguments were set to begin and 1 day after Segura took the stand in his own defense. Now, prosecutors were visibly thrown by this and requested several hours to regroup. It's been a long and emotional 3 weeks inside this Clark County courthouse.
I thought I was going to die there.
A 22-year-old Julio Segura is facing several murder charges for his actions leading up to the death of Vancouver police officer Donald Sahota. Early Thursday, in a last-minute decision, the judge dismissed 2 of the 3 first-degree murder charges.
I therefore do not find that the state can attach liability in this particular way as to counts 1 and 2, and I am dismissing those charges.
This all stems from a chaotic January night 2 years ago. Segura stole a car, robbed a gas station, and led police on a chase. He crashed the car, and police drone video shows him running to a nearby home. Unknown to Segura, it was where Vancouver police officer Donald Sahota and his wife lived. Both were home at the time. Officer Sahota and Segura got into a fight. Segura stabbed him in what he later testified was self-defense. He then ran inside. Officers arrived, and Clark County Deputy Jonathan Feller mistakenly shot and killed Officer Sahota, thinking he was Segura.
Jonathan Feller makes the decision to shoot, and Donald Sahota is dead as a result.
An overnight motion from the defense
Yes, just very briefly, Your Honor.
Prompted the main argument in court Thursday, whether Segura running into the home caused Deputy Feller to mistakenly kill Officer Sahota.
And I believe there is simply no causation that's been shown to any degree of what went on in the house because no one was aware of it outside.
The judge agreed and dismissed the first 2 murder charges linking burglary and attempted kidnapping to the killing, 2 things prosecutors argued Segura was doing by breaking into the house.
The question that the court had to analyze deeply is whether those 2 charges can serve as a predicate, can attach to a felony murder charge, and the court has concluded that they cannot.
Prosecutors fired back.
This is a very, very significant change that the state definitely did not anticipate.
While the decision appeared to give Segura ease, he still faces 3 other murder charges and more, including possession of a stolen vehicle and burglary, given all that led up to the deadly shooting. Now, closing arguments started about 3 hours ago, and at last check, they were wrapping up. So once that finishes, it'll be in the jury's hands, and we'll keep you posted on a verdict. David?
Blair Best in Vancouver this evening. Thank you, Blair. In your headlines, Beaverton police have made an arrest in a road rage incident that we told you about earlier this week. This was last Friday along Murray Boulevard when a woman was driving her children home from school. She shared images recorded by her Tesla with KGW showing the motorcyclist hitting and kicking the car before, she says, he pulled out a knife and allegedly threatened to kill her. A tip led to a suspect who it turns out was already in the Washington County Jail. Police say 33-year-old Joseph Lee had been arrested after a second menacing incident the following day where he allegedly pulled a knife on a man at a restaurant. Lee is now facing additional charges. An accused prolific package thief is behind bars after police found a van filled with more than 100 undelivered packages. It turns out the van, which was spotted at the Lloyd Center, was allegedly stolen as well. Inside, Portland police say officers found a phone that linked them to 55-year-old Chan Van Tran. Officers say they found him at his home in the South Waterfront with a key to that stolen van. In Eugene, a weeks-long pro-Palestinian encampment at the University of Oregon disbanded today after students reached an agreement with administrators. The deal means the university will establish scholarships for displaced students in Gaza and will invite lecturers and speakers who are knowledgeable about the Israel-Hamas conflict. The university president also released a statement calling for a ceasefire. And starting this evening at 7, Portland's aerial tram up Markham Hill will be closed for scheduled maintenance. The upper tram platform and tram elevator will also be closed, and shuttle and go by bike services will temporarily move to Zidell Yards. You can find a full shuttle map and schedule on gobytram.com. It's set to reopen on Tuesday morning. Matt?
Well, the beach is certainly open today, and a lot of people out there enjoying it. That's Haystack Rock at Cannon Beach. And sunshine, a lot of it, a lot more than we had in the valleys, and about as warm there as it is here too. Meanwhile, up in the Cascades, sunshine there. How about the gorge? Sunny in the gorge too. It's really only been the northwest corner of the state here in the Portland area where we've had the cloud cover. It is thinning out now, so this is turning into the sunniest part of the day right now. Temperatures are in the low 60s, so it's a really nice Thursday evening. The question, of course, is what follows for Getaway Day Friday for the big Memorial Day weekend? Well, we're going to see the clouds come back on in. Here are the clouds melting away this afternoon, but there's a weather system to the north and west that drops on in. Showers will set in Friday afternoon. There won't be a lot of rain, but it will bring showers into Saturday morning before they end, and then it begins to clear. It's going to get windy Saturday afternoon, especially in the gorge, east side of the Cascades, and over the mountains, but then sunny and warm for Sunday and Monday. I mean, really, the bulk of the holiday weekend looks great with temperatures climbing into the 70s beginning on Sunday and continuing into Monday. David?
Great. Thank you, Matt. Well, all right, we're going to move on here. We're going to check in with Sydney Dorner in just a second on a teenager who's missing in Northeast Portland. I think we have her right now. She's in the Park Rose Heights neighborhood. This is a 16-year-old girl who was missing. I guess we have a little trouble with our live shot here. So we're just going to move on. We're going to talk about trouble in Old Town with a acupuncture college that is now closing, and there are multiple reasons for that. The school's pointing to crime in Old Town. Those students say it might be something else. Let's bring in Thomas Schultz now with a look at that story. Thomas.
Yeah, well, David, former students say price of attendance could be a reason too. And we're talking about the Oregon College of Oriental Medicine, or OCOM, which staff say is the top acupuncture school in the country. Though recently, location has become an issue. Over the past few years, Portland's Old Town neighborhood has slumped. Crime has been high, drug use rampant, and streets empty.
Starting with the pandemic, we saw an increase of crime, increase of open drug use.
Many businesses have left, and now another is joining the list.
We've been open for 41 years. We're the premier school of acupuncture and Chinese medicine in the country.
Phil Lundberg is the president of Oregon College of Oriental Medicine, an acupuncture school in the heart of Old Town. Recently, they decided to close.
We had staff members, faculty members, students who were accosted, some physically attacked.
Since the pandemic, Lundberg says attendance dropped by half.
So we hear from prospective students that their family is counseled them against coming to Portland, whereas that used to be a draw.
Now, he says the school will merge with the National University of Natural Medicine across town. Students can continue their education there, though some former students don't believe conditions in Old Town are the primary reason for the closure.
People investing in an education that's hundreds of thousands of dollars that they may never be able to pay off is a huge deterrent as well.
In opinion, Lundberg refutes.
Cost for us and cost for the student really isn't the issue. It's the conditions on the ground that keep people from coming that's the issue.
And Old Town business owners agree.
A lot of us are drowning.
Jessie Burke is the Old Town Community Association chair. She says while there are new businesses coming to Old Town, it's challenging to keep mainstays.
I hope that our city and county and state leadership take it seriously.
As yet another Old Town neighbor readies to close up shop.
And a lot of that has to do with the conditions in Old Town.
Now, OCOM will officially close up at the end of August once summer term students graduate. David?
Thank you, Thomas. All right, let's return now to Northeast Portland, where police are asking for help finding a missing teenager who has not been seen since yesterday morning. Sydney Dorner's live in the Parkrose Heights neighborhood. Sydney, her family told you their daughter is particularly vulnerable. What have you learned?
David, the parents of 16-year-old Phoebe Van Gorder tell me they're worried sick and think with her developmental delays, someone may take advantage of her. She first went missing yesterday morning at around 10 a.m. She wandered off from her home in Northeast Portland on 108th Avenue and Thompson Street. Her mother, Hidut, says she had went to drop off her other daughter to school before heading to Winco to grab Phoebe's favorite ice cream. Hidut says she chose to keep her home that day because she had been angry the past few days, obsessing over a fictional character she wanted to find. This isn't the first time she has wandered off, and her parents say she usually returns in a few hours or is at a friend's house. Her parents decide
a lot of concern and worry because we don't know where she's at.
In case she never found or dead, that scared me.
Hidut can't remember exactly what Phoebe was wearing, but says she's 5'5" and usually in a hoodie, adding that Phoebe had left her shoes at home, so she may be in socks. Anyone with tips or has seen Phoebe is urged to contact Portland Police. David, back to you.
Sydney Dorner getting the word out in Northeast Portland this evening. Thank you, Sydney.